Prophetic pamphlet is given by validated Doomsayers in Dalaran after Argus appeared in the skies of Azeroth. The pamphlets are merely for flavor and are not tied to any specific achievement or mission. The first one is this one, chat. Sargeras did nothing wrong. We have learned so much about the Burning Legion in these last few months, and yet nobody is daring to voice the truth. Sargeras must succeed in his mission. It's a very interesting comparison to Anshe in my mind, because Anshe told Musha, he said, we must find out what did this. He says something like that. We must. He felt very, very like he needed to. Ours is a world embraced by evil. The soul of Azeroth has been under siege since before life began here. If evil wins, our entire existence will be spun into a realm of horrors, the likes of which we cannot imagine. And despite the efforts of our greatest heroes, the darkness has not yet been completely eradicated. I don't know that you can completely eradicate it. That's my issue with this. If they cannot do it the right way, then by all means, allow Sargeras to have his victory. It would be better to die quickly by his hands than to languish in the clutches of evil for eternity. Who wrote this? Was it Pyromancer? Jesus Christ. Jesus Christ. I mean, I don't necessarily disagree. This is kind of what I think will happen. If the Titans win, our entire existence will be spun into a realm of horrors, the likes of which we cannot imagine. And just because something looks nice on the outside doesn't mean that it isn't really terrible underneath. Like the Emerald Dream and Emerald Nightmare kind of show you that kind of thing. The concept of, like, its surface blazes bright, masking shadows below. The vassal of life disguises treachery. You know, kind of not showing on the outside what's going on. And I think that Order is similar. Like, just because it looks pretty doesn't mean that it's what we should have. So, there's more of these. Pyro's the real validated Doomsayer? Fuck. Fucking hell. Okay, so outside the bank they would say, open your eyes. Only lies await you inside. The truth is in the skies. Possessions are meaningless. Look to the sky. The end is upon us. Material goods cannot save you. This place offers only empty promises. Wealth cannot save you. In general, they said, gaze into the skies above. The truth reveals itself at last. The end is upon us. The world will be shaped anew. There is no escape from the inevitable. The light has forsaken us. Forces beyond our comprehension have seen us unworthy. A searing emerald fire will burn away our corruption. Our time ends. The cleansing is nigh. Oh my god. And then they've got more pamphlets. Tattered pamphlet. Hopeless leaders, hopeless future. Perhaps we could stand a chance against the Legion if King Varian Rin and War Chief Vol'jin were still alive. But now, look at who leads us. A timid child with no inkling of how to run a kingdom, and a scheming undead tyrant who cares only for herself. They will lead us to ruin unless we act. Rise up, cast these pretenders from their thrones. This is definitely, some of these is some Dreadlord shit. For sure. For sure. Damp pamphlet. An Emerald Dawn. An Emerald Sun. An Emerald Sun dawns in the vault of the heavens, but casts no shadow. The world lifts her voice in terror, but only one can hear her cries. From the space that is everywhere and nowhere, the crooked serpent feasts on dead stars. Sorry, it says the crooked serpent feasts on stars. The crooked serpent feasts on stars. Is that I really do think that this is all... That's definitely, it sounds like, an allusion to what's happening in Antorus the Burning Throne. The Emerald Star being Argus. The Vault of the Heavens, I'm assuming, being Argus, the planet Antorus, the Burning Throne. This shit going on here with the Coven and all that shit. The Titan Souls. The Crooked Serpent feasts on stars. The power of the Titans was being used perhaps to empower Argus. Juice him the fuck up. Maybe that manifested in, yeah, whatever. I'm not gonna go too crazy on that. Go back here. The world lifts her voice in terror, so maybe Magni really can hear her. Who knows? I was right all along. I was here in this city when news of Ankh-Kiraj arrived. I was here in this city when the elements started to trash. I was here in this city when the demons began their invasion. I was here for all those years warning you that the end was coming. None of you believed me. None of you considered for a moment that perhaps I was right. I freely admit that the end came later than anticipated. But the end has indeed come. I'm but a humble doomsayer. I seek not attention of validation, but I was right. Attention or validation, I think. You were all wrong. Remember that when the Legion sears you to ashes. This letter references the Doomsayers that also appeared during the mentioned events, except that no Doomsayer actually existed in the game for the Gates of Ankh-Kiraj. Much like the validated Doomsayers themselves are likely a reference to the validated Doomsayer card in the Whisper of the Old Gods expansion of Hearthstone, this letter likely references the Hearthstone's minion summoning quote, "I was right all along." Laughing. We didn't listen. We could have saved ourselves. We could have accepted the Legion's redemption and given in to its glorious destiny of sulfur and fire. We could have listened. Our souls would have joined the Burning Legion in its majestic crusade. But we didn't. Azeroth's so-called champions chose to resist what cannot be resisted. They made war on an enemy with an infinite army. They have damned us all. Our doom hangs in the skies above us. All we can do now is pray that Sargeras grants us a merciful end when he purifies this world with fire. Scribbled pamphlet. Oh, that's the one I just read. Ominous pamphlet. Warning, portals to Outland. The Kirin Tor has received reports of Master Magi selling portals to Outland as a way to escape the Legion. Most of these masters are actually apprentices looking for money to pay off student loans, and their portals are highly unstable. Be aware that these improperly crafted portals can cause many unsettling effects. Fucking student loans, dude. Come out on the other side, and you might find your body parts rearranged. Orifices in unexpected places. Noses growing out of belly buttons. Toe hands and finger feet. And those are the most benign side effects to expect. If you see anyone selling portals in Outland, please avoid them. Maybe, I know that this seems obscure and probably doesn't mean anything, but the concept of unstable portals, unstable dimensional, like, travel, potentially there, causing you to maybe, like, have really unexpected circumstances, weird body parts, like looking maybe like an amalgamation. These are the most benign side effects to expect. This is probably reaching, but it makes me think about the crazy appearances of things like the old gods. Like, have they always really looked like that, or did they used to look like something different? If they were subjected to like a realm shattering, reality ripping level of power, like, I don't know, a giant sword being cleaved through their plane, would that warping them out of reality and potentially into a different place, could that potentially, I mean, potentially, right? Could that make them morph into terrible monsters? Fucked up, horrific things? Maybe it also has to do with the consumption of souls, because souls are they power everything, but also, I think about Y'Shaarj in the Black Forest, N'Zoth and Ny'alotha, Yogg-Saron and Maldraxxus. I feel like there's an opportunity there for each of these gods to have been connected to a different realm. And Y'Shaaraj's we probably haven't even fully seen yet, because it's probably on the moon or some crazy shit like that, which is what I want to happen, but I can't make what I want to happen all the time, so you just hope, and, you know, if it doesn't happen, it doesn't fucking happen. But I'd really like for it to be on the moon, where Luna is. Cthulhu. I guess Cthulhu is always the most obscure for me. Or the Titans trying to experiment to create things. There's just so many options. There's so many options. If the Titans created them, would they really have needed to make G'huun to understand them? Or were they trying, like it says in Uldir, to come up with a solution for what the old gods caused, and their solution was essentially what turned into a being of undeath? Because that's kind of scary, as I alluded to in the Uldir lore tours. So I'm going to continue reading these pamphlets here. So this is the Portals to Outland one. So anyway, that took us into the discussion in a very tangential one. Blackened pamphlet. This one says, Demon Disguise Exchanges. The Dark Moon Theater Troupe would like to offer a sincere apology to our customers. While we were fulfilling orders for demon disguises, we accidentally sent out dragon spawn. Shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up. These might look similar to demons, claws, scales, etc., but they're actually quite different. Do not approach the Legion in a dragon spawn disguise. Doing so may result in injury, death, or damage to the costume. There's actually a pamphlet comparing. They accidentally sent dragon instead of demon. And I said on my fucking stream, half my time, telling you about how Sargeras is draconic, not demonic. But they're so easily confused. He's a fucking dragon. He's not a fucking demon, chat. I've been trying to tell you. This is on a fucking Legion Doomsayer pamphlet. While we were fulfilling orders for demon disguises, we actually sent out dragon spawn. Oops. Dude. He is not a fucking demon. But they're so easy to confuse. I can't believe that this pamphlet. I can't believe that. Back when I first read these, I didn't think that about Sargeras. It wasn't really something that crossed my mind. Back in Legion. Early Legion, even. That's wild. That means that dragons could potentially be... Dude, dragons... You know that dream journal where the dragon implies it's like, maybe we're not just touched by life and order, but other forces as well? And that's why they're able to perceive of the relationship between life and death? Maybe that's kind of maybe a little bit of an implication, a little bit of a hint. Maybe dragons have been touched by Sargeras. Maybe he actually had something to do with their creation. And what we've been led to believe in that he had no influence on Azeroth and had done nothing to it isn't true. Because as Anshe, and as a creation of the Earth Mother, he must have been around Azeroth. He was friends with its elements and tapped into the flame. Dragons are only from this Azeroth. That's why the Legion spanning all timelines and stuff doesn't matter. They need to be in this one, because this is where Azeroth is. He had to find her. This is insane. I can't actually fucking believe that this is a thing. Blackened pamphlet. Crumbled pamphlet. Death to those who defy death. The end has come. The Legion will soon claim our world as its own. And all of us shall burn in the demon's flames. We all know this. We all feel it deeply within our souls. So why are so many people continuing to resist the burning Legion? Why must they prolong our torment? If they had just sat down and accepted the inevitable, this wretched existence would have ended already. They're fighting to deny us the sweet release of death. They deserve to die. Rise up, my brothers and sisters, and kill those who wish to save us. Okay, maybe some Dreadlord shit going on here. Or maybe just a twisted cultist who's lost their fucking mind. Stained pamphlet. It is not too late. The Titans have failed. The light has failed. Nature, order, and the elements have spent their power and been defeated. Make no mistake. There is no force on Azeroth that can save you. The Burning Legion hurtles ever toward its victory. Therefore, you must look for salvation beyond this flimsy, fleeting illusion of a world. Seek out the whispers from beyond, as so many of your compatriots already have. Listen to their wisdom. Embrace the surety of their purpose. And let go of the lies of what you call sanity. Your family, your friends, your kings and commanders, they may not understand what it will take to keep Azeroth free of the Legion. If they stand in your way, do what you must. This is someone definitely more in favor of the old gods. Demonic pamphlet. Enemies among us. The demons are hiding among us, watching, waiting. They shroud themselves in a cloak of magic, taking on the guise of our friends and allies. The moment you put your guard down, they will strike. And so we must strike first. Your allies are not what they seem. Rip apart the illusions and find the truth. Trust no one. 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 Trust. And then we have like one more. Scrawled pamphlet. It's not what you think. How many existential disasters can one world face? Was it not recently that we were told time-traveling orcs were coming to kill us all? Were we not told that an evil Iceman from the north was sending his undead thralls after us? What you see in the sky is nothing but an illusion. Think about it. We all know that the so-called Cataclysm was a conspiracy involving earthquake machines and an elaborate dragon puppeteering device piloted by Centaur and Worgen. If it was so easy for the leaders of the Horde and the Alliance to fool us, it is probably the simplest thing to make us believe this new threat appeared in our sky. The true threat to Azeroth is the same as it always was. Treants. Those stupid little tree things are waiting for us to let our guard down. Right now, they're amassing their numbers while our greatest champions are hunting fruitlessly for this so-called demon invasion. Get your axes and wood chippers ready, because they are coming. Not the tree ants!